Good morning, Trade Pros. It is a Wednesday that feels like a Friday, don't it? We'll explain why and more in today's morning market update. This is George Pappas of Trade Pro Academy. I am the CEO and founder of Trade Pro since 2012. And here we are. So let's get started today with saying this. It's the last trading day of the week for us, and I also recommend it being the last one for you because you do actually have a couple of hours left after today to trade. I'll explain that in a second. Tomorrow, the stock market is closed in observance of Thanksgiving in the United States. All right, and it reopens again and closes at 1 p.m. on Friday. The stock market does. All right, the futures market, which is what we trade and focus on here at Trade Pro Academy, it closes today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, and then it's closed all the way until tomorrow at 6 p.m. because the next day opens the day before in futures. And then from 6 p.m. it goes all the way until 1:15 p.m. of Friday. And then it's closed for the weekend until its normal reopen at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, so that means today is the last full trading day, regardless of how you look at it. In the futures, bond, anything market, today is the last full trading day of the week and of the month, in essence. All right, and so then everyone kind of goes and focuses on time with their family. I doubt anybody's going to be in front of the charts on Friday, except people who have a regular job who say that, I'm going to be home on Friday and this is going to be the time to try my luck at being a day trader. And that's horrible because it's not indicative of anything because the people that you are normally going to trade with and against are actually gone themselves because that is their job. All right, so be very careful. It tends to be very retail driven and very volatile and not as opportunistic on Fridays, but I do think it's going to bid, right? I think it's going to be an upside. So if you do want to trade it for whatever reason, go for it, but be careful, be very, very careful. Our trading rooms and morning market updates will be closed. Our trading room will be closed and our morning market update won't be happening tomorrow and Friday, but we will be back on Monday, December the 1st, and we'll be alive and rocking. As you can also see right here somewhere here and down here, we also have 30% off of any of our subscriptions, any of our courses. It's a great time to join Trade Pro Academy, to join the community, to see what we're all about. It's an exciting time. And next year, we have so much development happening with the business, so much future value that's going to be locked in at this rate because I don't increase prices for people who have already locked in. It's just future prices, right? And there's some people in our platform paying a ridiculous amount because they've been with us for like 6 or 7 years now, longer. Some people from the 2014 days are still around. All right, so look, at the end of the day, this is the great time to take advantage. We don't do sales often. When we do them right. So it's 30% off any single product or any bundled product here at Trade Pro Academy. And it's a great time to check out the community. And I'd love to see you guys in there and introduce you to everybody. And when I was trading at the trading desk in 2009, I started until 2016. All right, I remember that the one thing that was the biggest asset and benefit to me is looking both ways and being able to ask my fellow traders questions. That was the biggest help to me. I had the biggest breakthroughs there on that desk in regards to my trading career, and this does the same for you with an online environment. All right, so check out our sale, 30% off. All you got to do is head on the website and put the code in BF, Black Friday, BF 2025. All right, love you guys. Let's get into the morning market update. Futures around the board are a little bit green this after hour session. All right, everything is trending up, but slightly up. It's modest. It's not like huge gains happening. All right, the big thing we had this morning was some news that came out. We had initial jobless claims. They came out at 216,000 versus 225 expected and 220 prior. Now that's a high impact release number, but not really enough to deviation from the expectation and prior numbers to cause any kind of stir. All right, some of the macro drivers this morning are the reason for the strong optimism in equities, and that's the Ukraine and Russia peace deal potentially happening. Trump says that they're very close to a deal, and Russia is making concessions, and this is supporting equities on a rally globally. All right, and kind of putting some strength into euro, putting a bit in there. So the only reason I cover this topic, I know it's political. I don't want to bring that out in people. I love you guys. I think people with different viewpoints are allowed to be friends. And so I want to stay close together on this, and all I want to say is this, that it does impact the market. There is optimism. Should this end, the Ukraine and Russia situation, should it end, the market will bid. All right, but it might be buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. It might bid more before it's official than after, and more than likely that's always the case. All right, also reaction in the market to a Fed chair rumor. Yesterday, 5 potential candidates were interviewed for the main Fed chair position. Jerome Powell will be out in first quarter of next year. Okay, and World Health and NEC Director Hassett is the front runner so far for the Fed chair position after interviewing 5 people. Donald Trump did. And the good news is there's a dovish implication for the market. He's a dove. So your main Fed chair, Ched Fair, I almost said. I don't know what's going on this morning. Your main Fed chair would be a dove, which would potentially push for more accommodative easing policies in the Fed and lower rates, which is something that President Donald Trump has wanted from Jerome Powell. So here's a chance to put a candidate who kind of has the same viewpoints as him for the economy. So he will have his influence in that. And the front runner at the moment is a dove. So markets are getting excited for the future. All right, commodities. Oil is stable after Tuesday's sell-off. Gold's breaking higher on USD weakness, and copper is grinding as well. Chinese, man, NVIDIA can't catch a break. Here's an update from China. Chinese regulators blocked ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok and a lot of other popular apps, from using NVIDIA chips in new data centers, with the move part of Beijing's strategy to force adoption of domestic chips. So, there's another lost customer potentially for NVIDIA. NVIDIA doesn't really see too much of a reaction to that one, but not as much as Meta, but it is something to look for. All right, and look, at the end of the day, before I turn around and do a trading plan, these are the key takeaways. We're in a risk-on stance globally. Okay, it's driven by peace optimism out of Ukraine, Russia. It's also driven by the softness in the U.S. dollar, and it's also driven by the Turkey trade. People are giddy for Thanksgiving. All right, and even though there may not be a huge amount of buyers because a lot of the institutional crowd is out for the holidays, they're in the Hamptons, enjoying their time with their family. There is now also a lack of sellers, which less selling equals to higher prices. So I think this bid here isn't necessarily optimism buying into the market. I think this bid we've seen off of the lows is more so a bid where there's a lack of sellers. Oh, you guys, watch out, you're going to trip. Okay, good job. You guys found it. Yeah, Amazon delivered it. This is what I was going to... Wait, did you guys just open the box or no?
No.
Oh, oops, I spoiled the surprise.
This can go in outer space.
This can go in outer space? I got another one that we could fly today. My boys came. Do you want to show it to the camera?
But you can throw it higher.
Oh, you can throw it higher? What?
And it goes on the house.
Well, if it goes on the house, we got to go rescue it. It's called a crash landing if a plane's on the house. And we better not be home when it goes on the house, right, buddy? Xavier, you're a sweet boy. All right, yeah, I think the upside... Xavier, do you mind pulling the door closed? Hey. He's going to just leave it open. Yeah, I think the upside in the market, the last little bit has been from a lack of selling. A lot of the selling institutional crowd is away on holidays, which kind of leaves the market on a bid. But I don't know if it's the kind of bid that's going to last. All right, so I'm going to turn around right now. We're going to talk about the plan and what the trading plan, how yesterday went, what we're looking for today. I'll give you some options activity when we get started. First, give me 1 second. We just close the door. I'll see you shortly. All right, well, the chair's been flipped. Okay, so here's where we're at. Well, my mouse is about to die. That's not a good place to be at, by the way. We have some call wall activity. Okay. We have some call wall activity at 68.10 and 68.25 to 40. The biggest resistance, 68.10, which is going to be where dealers are going to have to hedge gamma by shorting futures. So it acts as a natural resistance, and we're kind of at it at the moment. So overnight we closed here to 78. We drove higher to 68.10. That's a pretty good movement for an overnight rally. Yesterday we opened around 67.15 and we closed at the 80. So that's a nice 55, 60 point rally on the session. And then we got an extension overnight on the overnight high. So things are bullish. In yesterday's session, the things that the levels that we liked for the trade. Hang on, I gotta move this for you here. Okay, the levels that we liked here yesterday were the 6,700. This is where we caught the shot long in the room. We had to be patient. It's kind of towards the end of it. But also this sell-off and this failed second bottom was a great long. Fatty got it there in our trading room. And we had a great positive session off of these two movements higher. We were looking for the long side. We said buy early morning weakness. Remember, that was the prognosis yesterday. Buy the early morning weakness and look for a rally into the late afternoon. Well, that's what happened. Here we are today, and we are looking to be opening above or at and near a very key level of 6,800. Psychologically, it's a big number. Also, it's going to be a big resistance. Also, we have a call wall. A lot of calls being present there will cause some resistance and some gamma hedging and dealer selling. So I think we're looking for a pullback again. I wouldn't really necessarily just get super long here. And also, you have to understand that it's going to be a holiday shortened week. Today's kind of the last full day, and we have 166,000 contracts, a bit of a tongue twister, traded so far. It's not a big number. It's also not light, but it's not big at all. Like, this should be well into the 200s, well into low 300s for a good kind of open, regular open at this point. So, low volume, low liquidity, moves may get overextended today. Support levels may not be respected. Resistances may be overlooked. It could get to be the wild, wild west. And the further the day extends, the more likely that is. From 9:30 to 10:30, we have 1 hour. Only trade 1 hour every day. That's going to be the opportunity. You're probably going to have a good auction, and then things are going to start to become unglued when the European markets close. So the levels we're looking for on the pullbacks here is 67.84. We got a nice delta here. This is level number 1 for the long, and then the 68. This will be level number 2. I'm not looking to fade this trend today, although I do think it's going to be the same kind of day as yesterday. You don't know the weakness is going to be this pronounced, but I think early morning weakness, all right, followed by late morning reversal when European markets close, and early afternoon to late afternoon rally, because, look, the Europe is probably going to sell some of this just on profit taking because they're closing for the week and they're probably going to be gone. So if you have a position and you're up nice, you have nothing but selling left to do to get out of the position before the 11:30 close Eastern time this morning. So I think that's going to put some downside pressure in the market. So, look for early morning weakness, late morning reversal, early afternoon, late afternoon rally upward to end the week. And I think if we could get up to 68.40 to 50, it would be a really good technical and solid and sound move to end sort of today. And then who knows, Friday we might get a little bit more of a bid, and then that would be the turkey trade. Like, look, if we get the 6,900 on the turkey trade, we'll be very happy, but it's doubtful. Okay, right now what you got to know is we've come far off of the low and we're running into a really strong resistance. So the gains here are going to be hard to come by to begin with, let alone on a holiday shortened week. Okay, so just keep it tight, be careful, don't get overly bullish, and keep in mind that your levels may not work as well today. All right, the market may overextend the one direction it normally wouldn't. Just keep that in mind, please. Today's not the day to be a superhero. Today's the day to catch a couple high probability ones and just start planning for the week with your family. All right, I love you guys. This is what I got. Robert, you're right. NVIDIA wasn't really counting on that anyways. It's kind of like China saying, haha, NVIDIA goes, well, it would have been more of a surprise if you did buy it from us. So who cares? Right? It's just, and the timing is kind of suspect too, right, Robert? I think if Meta didn't have their announcement, I don't think China would have said anything about it today or made the move. I think it's more like jawboning than it is, anything that's going to be a mover for the stock. All right, J-Rad, morning, brother. Marco, that's a great idea, brother. You know, to be honest, I wish I could join you on that narrative. And yeah, Robert, good morning, sir. I hope you hope you enjoyed it today, and it's great to hear from you, obviously, brother. And I will see you guys in the room. See the rest of you in the room as well. Check it out. Black Friday, 30% off. Somewhere down here. Oh, I'm going to poke right at it. Oh, 3. Oh, my God. It throws you off 3-0. Oh, because you got to go reverse. The camera's flipped. Mirrored. All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your beautiful families. I'll leave it off with this. I hope you have a great couple of days off. I hope you spend your time with loved ones doing things you love and treating yourself as well. Please give yourself some good treatment also, and give yourself the gift of having something you like as well. Some moments. Hopefully you form some great memories. Have yourself a great, great, great weekend, and enjoy these rare days off as a trader. And I will see you Monday, December 1st. I'll see you next month. You're most welcome, OTM. I'm really happy. You know what I'm thankful for is you guys giving me the opportunity to be here every morning with you. All right, take care. I love you. I'm going to see you on Monday. And just a reminder, tomorrow, Friday, no stream. And jump on the 30% off. If you've ever been curious to try us out, this is the time. Take care. Love you guys. Goodbye.